Good afternoon. You're going to get home before halftime. This is our question and answer day. This is when we just want to chat with each other about whatever it is on your mind, about the church or about God or about your spiritual life, whatever it might be that you just like to talk about a little bit. Before we even ask the first for questions, though, I want to bring you up to date on one thing. That is, remember, not too many years ago, they changed the language of the Mass. Remember that? We all had to start saying Spirit instead of you, and the priest had all kinds of, everything is new for us, okay? You remember that? Nobody seemed to like it, including me. Everybody complained, but you get used to it. So we're pretty used to it. But now our Pope, Pope Francis, has come out and said, that's not a good translation. Yes. Thank you, Pope. And he said, I'm leaving it up to the National Conference of Bishops in every country to come up with a translation that is suitable for their people. Now that makes sense, doesn't it? It'll take a few years, I'm sure, to get there, but anyway, just want to let you know what's going on. Okay, do you have any questions at all that you would like to bring up and just chat about for a minute? Yes, I saw it, yes.
Father, I've said the rosary all my life, starting with the Apostles' Creed, but I never listened to it until we start saying it at Mass every week, and I'm having a problem with He descended into hell. I can't believe He did.
Right.
The newer versions are coming out with He descended into death, or He descended onto death. Can you explain this?
Yeah, don't literally think that there is a place called hell that he went to with fire. That's not what he's talking. That's not what the creed is about. It means that from the time that Jesus died on Good Friday to his resurrection on Easter Sunday, that he went to the depths to offer his salvation to all of those who had already been deceased. That's what, down to the depths. Translated hell, yeah, I don't particularly like that either. But it doesn't mean he went to where the devil is or something. That's not the meaning of it at all. And don't ask me how it works. Don't ask me what does he do when he visits all those people who are in the depths. I don't know. None of us knows, but basically that's what the creed is saying. Is he visited all those people who went before him to offer his salvation to everybody, and then rose from the dead and saved all of us. I don't know if that answers your question or not. Okay? That is something, yeah. There's some other things we say probably need a little bit of explanation. What else would you like to talk about? Anything at all? Nothing at all. Yes. Oh, okay.
Did you ever think about becoming Pope?
Never in my life. I wouldn't know who would want the job. Or somewhere in the scriptures it says the person who desires to become a bishop wishes for a good thing. I don't know why anybody would ever want to be a bishop. When you think of what they have to deal with, you know? I'm very happy to be pastor of St. Francis Cabrini, and I've had a great 62 years in the priesthood, and I've done different things, and but no, nothing like that. Thank you. Yes.
Can you tell us about
The new bishop, can't tell you much about him except it's Edward Weisenberger, and he was Bishop of Salina, Kansas, for 5 years, but he's a priest of the Archdiocese of Oklahoma City, which encouraged me, because when for 5 years, I was with the National Office of Renew, We were traveling around the country, you know, for this parish renewal business, and I spent a lot of time in Oklahoma City. So I'm sure somewhere along the line there, I spoke to him and a group of people anyway. I don't know, I've never met him actually. But I just trust, I have great belief in Pope Francis that he's sending us the guy that we need. He's going to be a pastoral person. Because that was Oklahoma City is a pretty pastoral place to be from. Anything else? Yes.
I just told my twin grandchildren that you baptized them. And
Yes.
Sophia has asked me many times since we've been in church, what is baptism? If you could tell her quite quickly.
And this is for Sophia. Huh?
This is for, well, that's what.
And so how old is Sophia?
She's 6 and a half.
6 and a half. I'm going to talk to you 6 and a half, okay? Explain baptism to you. Baptism was the day that your parents brought you here, right here before this altar. And we went through a ceremony all about you. And we took water as Jesus told us to do. We took water and poured it over your head in the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Amen. And made you a child of God. That's what baptism does. It makes you a child of God. And it puts you on the road to living as a child of God, which is a very special and loved person. So when you were baptized, that was a sign that God loved you in a special way. Does that make sense? That wasn't too bad, was it? Anything else? Anything else?
Well, then
Yes.
we were brought up that anger is wrong.
Anger is wrong.
That's be angry and take it out on people.
Yeah.
But yet Jesus, when he was in the temple, he threw those people out of
He
the
threw the people. He's saying we were brought up to believe that anger is wrong. We take it out on people, you know. But then Jesus in the temple, he got angry and he threw all those people out. You know, well, anger is only a human emotion. It's like we have all kinds of feelings and emotions. And there's nothing good or bad about anger. It's just a feeling. It's just it's an emotion. What we do with it is where it becomes important. If our anger is affecting people in a negative way or hurting someone, now we've got a problem. There is such a thing, however, as just anger. Jesus was angry more than once. He was angry how many times at the Pharisees, you know, as we read the Gospels? That is just anger. He had reason to be angry. And sometimes we have reason to be angry. If we are looking at something that's really evil or something, we can react in anger against it. That is just anger. That's not hurting anybody. Sometimes we need to get a little bit angry, I think. But he got angry when there was reason to be angry, and there certainly was nothing sinful about it, you know? Okay. Well, just here, I'm going to ask you a question. We're in November now. Do we have any visitors here from anywhere? Just raise your hand. Okay. Where are you from? Tell me where you're from.
North Dakota.
North Dakota. Okay, anybody farther away than North?
Idaho.
Idaho. That's good. California. Who else? Any other visitors?
St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis, Missouri. Okay, we got a lot of Midwesterners here.
St. Lucia, Caribbean.
Where?
St. Lucia, the Caribbean.
The Caribbean. Wow, I think you get the prize. I mean, yes. Trinidad in the Caribbean. Well, you have to share that prize as being the farthest away. Anybody else? Yeah. Anyway, we're happy to have you here, and we hope you enjoyed this community of people. I think you will find the people here very friendly and welcoming. Now, I'd like to throw something out to you since we have another minute or two. We're living in, I would call this an angry world, don't you? Don't you think people, there's a level of anger around that is, we just are not used to? Do you agree with me? People are just angry. And what can we do about it? You know, somebody put it this way, says, you know, usually if I said hello to somebody I didn't know, they'd say hello back. But now they don't sometimes. They just look at you. What are you doing speaking to me? You know? Or what's happening on the road? You know? I mean, it's a level of anger here that's not fun to live with. What can we do about that? Well, to get rid of what you don't like is to do the opposite. The opposite would be acts of kindness, acts of compassion, civility. Little things that we don't think count. A good word to someone, whether you got a response or not, might make a difference in that person's life. A smile. Give an ear to somebody who really needs to be heard for a few minutes. Let somebody get ahead of you in the traffic. That would be a good one. Yeah. And don't condemn the old person who's driving too slow. It's somebody's mother or father, you know. So I'm just encouraging. Just think if all of us here were just to do some little act of kindness or civility each day, my God, look what would happen. We'd make a difference, wouldn't we? Why don't we just do that? Make a difference. Okay? I think it's about my time. It's one time. I got the time signal. We will proceed. Thank you.